Sport education is a curricular approach in physical education that promotes deep learning of a sport by having students experience all the roles in a sport over the course of a season. These roles include students serving as the player, such as a defenseman, or a forward, or a goalie. Students will also take turns serving as team coach, the team trainer, as well as authority and administrative roles such as the referee and the scorekeeper. Now, when we talk about the duration of a sport lasting a season, this can vary from educator to educator, but a suitable season duration is one that lasts 21 sessions. If a season lasts 21 sessions, that gives the students enough time to perform all the roles associated with a particular sport. In addition to that, a 21-session season gives students lots of time to practice together and build as a team, as well as compete against other teams in the course. If an educator was to map out a 21-session season, it could look something like this. Day 1 would see teams be formed, and then the teams would break off and practice together in their teams. The next 3 sessions would have teams continue to practice together with the roles of coach, trainer, and play positions being rotated among the students. On the 5th day, students could experience their first game against their classmates. This game will give students a chance to assess their team cohesion and the strategies and skills they practice, and have a chance to serve as the referee and the scorekeeper of a game. After the first game, students can take these experiences and continue to practice what went well and fix and make adjustments to skills and tactics that didn't work well. After a few more practices, the second game can take place, giving the students another opportunity to play the sport in a live and practical situation. This continues on until students have completed the first 20 sessions, after which, for session 21, students have a culminating competition or playoff day. The playoff day gives students an opportunity to face all their peers on opposing teams in a competition that will award a first, second, and third place to the top teams. This capstone competition gives educators a chance to assess the progress made by the students as individuals and as part of the team over the course of the season. Why is this approach effective? Well, what sets this approach apart from others is students are the primary teachers of their fellow students. Of course, the course instructor is there to help students along and provide some guidance, but the majority of what students learn is learnt from each other. The reason this is effective is because students learn strategies that work for them, and these strategies are ones that they can actually use in a game setting. The biggest flaw of typical physical education approaches is that teachers teach students skills of which the student might learn and become quite proficient at, but when the student goes to try and use these skills and tactics in a game setting, the quality of the skills and the strategies they use goes down quite drastically, to the point where students are unable to play the game. As such, the sport education approach to teaching children physical education helps the student to develop a deeper knowledge and practical understanding of a sport. Of course, this approach isn't without its flaws. One major flaw of the sport education approach is it doesn't effectively teach students singular skills, such as how to properly position their arms for a free throw shot, or how to throw a football with a tight spiral. This is due to the approach relying heavily on student-led practices. In recapping this approach, sport education is a curricular approach in physical education that promotes deep learning of a sport by having students experience all the roles in a sport over the course of a season. Students are placed onto teams of which they work together for the duration of the season. Students experience all the roles associated with a team, such as coach, trainer, player, referee, and scorekeeper. Students trained together and played together in game situations. The course is primarily taught by students sharing knowledge and ideas between each other. And finally, there is a capstone competition between all teams for first, second, and third place. These steps make sport education an effective curricular approach for the physical education system, and one that should be implemented by physical educators teaching sports to students at the secondary level. Thanks for watching.